How's it going, everybody? Thanks for checking out the video today. Today we're actually at my sister-in-law house, Jossie right here. She had the idea to put together these faux boxwood plant wall. I've seen it a lot on Instagram and Pinterest and different things, so we're going to be trying it out today. It's a super easy DIY. We got these off of Amazon. They're a 12-pack, right, Jossie?
Yep, 12 in a box.
And these are 20 by 20, so we bought 3 boxes for the wall that you see behind us. I'll leave the exact measurements down in the description below. And the only other tool you really need are scissors and a staple gun. I'll also link that down below, but let's jump right in on how to do this. All right, we are now hanging up the first piece. And Jossie, we're making sure that this is what, like this little part is on the bottom. You can see that right there, and we'll do a better shot of that close up in a second. And then we just got the staple gun, and we're just gonna put a couple of staples up at the top there, and then hook up the rest of the wall. We'll see if this works, and then if not, we'll try it a different way.
I missed. I don't know how to aim this. You might be a little short, Corp.
Yeah. That one going?
I missed.
Okay, you need to have Corbin hang.
Alright, so now on to the first piece. Jossie couldn't quite see up here, so make sure you're tall enough to be able to see where you're shooting at. I don't even know if I'll be able to. This is kind of, if I kind of guess here. Let's see. That right there. And what we found, what you want to do when you're stapling these in is just make sure you kind of staple it in like that. If you hit these parts, it won't really go into the wall very well, hence our trial and error. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's how you kind of want to put those in. And we put them in on each corner, and it's really sturdy actually right now. So I think I'm gonna put maybe a couple more in. And if you do make a mistake and you need to pull these out, it's very easy and it leaves a little hole. So no worries there.
Staring at you guys.
All right, so now what we decided to do is just attach 3 at a time. So if you want to hold that up, Josh, just real quick. Yeah, so we have 3 at a time, and they just snap here in the back. So now we're just gonna snap this to the top one, just like this. You see how easy it actually is, or difficult. That's not bad at all.
I would say you wouldn't want to do this with every single one, but since we've already snapped them before hanging them on the wall, I think it makes it
a lot easier, yeah, especially in your hands, huh?
After those pieces were attached together, we then went back and did the same thing with the staple gun and stapled the areas that hadn't been stapled before.
So we decided to try and go 4 at a time, so we have 4 connected here, and then this is how easy it is to put them on. There's just a little hole right there that attaches on. This is probably the way to go because putting it on the wall is just kind of a pain. I mean, you can go 1 at a time, but I think this way is faster and just easier to attach them onto there. So it's super easy, just like that, and then we got our full strip that we're gonna hang up on there. Let's do it.
So in that video, I said that 4 was probably the way to go, but after doing 4, I don't know if it is the way to go. If you're doing this alone, it might be kind of hard. As you can see, Jossie kind of had to hold the wall while I was going through and snapping everything together, and I had to go through and find all the little pieces in between the wall. So it is kind of a little more difficult if you're doing this all alone. So if you are alone, I would recommend maybe going 1 piece at a time. Well, maybe 1 or 2 pieces at a time.
Look at his fingers.
Like a little monkey, like picking like ants out of the...
monkey picking off someone's scalp.
So after we got those all connected, we did the same thing, went back with the staple gun and attached it to the wall. And then next we tried it with 1 piece at a time and 2 pieces at a time here. And we essentially just went through and repeated that process.
We have an outlet right here, obviously, so we want to cut this out. So these can be just cut just with like regular scissors that you have at your house or whatever tool you find necessary. But I'm just gonna basically...
Yeah, so I was super happy how easy this was to cut out. It's nice not to have to go through and get out all the power tools or whatever it may be. Just get a handy pair of scissors and cut everything out. Makes it really easy.
Easy enough. I have access to the outlet.
As you can see on the bottom and on the very right hand side of the wall, there is a space where we had to cut the boxwood to fit on the bottom and the top. We did the same thing as we did with the outlet. We just used scissors, so we just measure and then cut each one. Sorry, I kind of got a horrible video of this. I thought the camera was pointing further down, but essentially we just went through and cut each piece and attached it the same way we did with the rest of the wall. It did take a little bit longer because we did have to cut them, but really not hard at all.
So it comes with this little bag of little filler things. So you probably can't see it very well, but up at the top there's a couple of white gaps. So we're just gonna basically fill it in inside of there to make sure that it looks good. But everything else made it awesome. The snap-ins there's no like holes or anything, right? It's just like small little things that we just need to fluff up. So we're gonna go through and add these now.
So once again, in this part, it is helpful to have two people. As you can see, Jossie kind of stood back and she could see where the holes were at, and she could kind of direct me where to fill in the green, essentially, because when you're right against the wall, it's kind of hard to see. So here's what the wall looked like before, just a plain white wall room, not much going on. And next, we'll show you what it looks like after. But please, before we do, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. I appreciate the support. And here's what the wall looks like after. It added a ton of depth and color into the room, and it was super easy to do. So overall, I would highly recommend doing a project like this. It was really fun. After all the boxwood was up, we did kind of play around with a couple of photos and to hang up. We thought about doing possibly a neon sign. I know that those are really popular right now, but we decided to use just what we had in the room already, which was these black and white signs, which I think look actually really good on the wall. Still need to do more decorating here, but the room is already coming together super nice. And also, I just gotta say that I do not like hanging up photos, measuring everything out, making sure it's all straight. I'm not sure if I'm the only one in this, but if you don't like hanging up photos, be sure to comment down below as well. And here's what it looks like with those pictures up. Ignore all the stuff on the floor from the boxwood that we were cutting. That's the final result.